Mojave is trying to change the nature of air conditioning. Today, we manufacture what's known as a dedicated outdoor air system. That's an air conditioner that is targeted at bringing in outdoor air to a building, which is able to cool the building, dry it out, and also bring in fresh air so people are able to enjoy the space more. And the great thing about Mojave is we're able to do that using half the energy of a conventional air conditioning system. Hi, I'm Phil Farese. I'm the CEO of Mojave. The problem with conventional air conditioning is that it's about 100 years old, and as such, it was designed for buildings and the needs of buildings from about 100 years ago. The way you have to think about keeping a building comfortable is not just removing the heat from the building, which of course is what we think of when we think of an air conditioner, but also removing the moisture. And the ratio of how much heat you need to move and how much moisture you need to remove has changed dramatically over the past 100 years. Mostly because in the 1980s or so, we made two big changes. One has been insulating buildings better and all the other things we do to reduce the amount of waste heat we have in the building. And the other has been ventilating better to deal with things like COVID, sick building syndrome, and so forth. We bring in outdoor air to keep the space fresh. Accordingly, that equipment is basically not really able to keep up with that ratio any longer and has to cool the air down more than you need it, and then overcooling that air to get it to the dew point that you need to be at. As such, it's wasting a lot of energy. It costs more money to install that equipment than it used to, and opens up a great opportunity, frankly, for just more fresh air. We're able to overcome those challenges by combining that vapor compression system, as it's called, or the air conditioner, with a liquid desiccant system. So we're able to get the best of both things, that nice cool air, but also dry, comfortable air as well. Mojave's product is actually suitable for just about any commercial building. So some of the buildings that we tend to talk about more are places like grocery stores, hospitals, commercial applications. Those share a common need there to get to really dry dew points. Back to that air conditioning story I was telling earlier, where you need to over dry the air. That problem gets really, really difficult when you look at a grocery store where you need to deliver air at 40 to 45 degrees Fahrenheit or 5 to 10 degrees Celsius. That waste that you have from overcooling the air is tremendous there. So we like to be able to offer those types of customers the ability to save the energy, but still get to those demanding conditions. And then any other buildings, schools especially, hotels, multifamily buildings, office buildings, anywhere where you need people, basically, is where you need air conditioning and need to bring in that outdoor air. The idea of liquid desiccant is almost as old as the vapor compression system itself. There are patents going back to the 1930s. The challenge has been making it easy to install and making it easy to operate without somebody having to oversee it. So we've designed it from the beginning to basically be virtually a drop-in replacement for existing air conditioner. All these buildings that have been around for tens of years, hundreds of years, need their air conditioners replaced every decade or two. As such, when that time comes, a general contractor or a design engineer would reach out to their usual channels, often manufacturers' representatives or others, and ask what they should put in there as the newest, latest thing, or just a better thing, or even the same thing they had before. And that's a point where we can basically capture that sale and, again, drop right in. The real challenge you have with keeping occupants comfortable in a building is controlling the temperature and the dew point while providing fresh air. And you want to do that with as little climate impact as possible and as light on your pocketbook as you possibly can. So Mojave is really the first one that's been able to combine all of these things. By combining, as I mentioned earlier, the vapor compression system with our liquid desiccant, we're actually able to separate the control of the temperature and the dew point of the air we deliver. So we can give you each of those at the temperature you want and the dew point or dryness that you want, so you can keep your occupants just at the comfort level that you want them to be at. And then we're actually able to do that using less energy, about half as much energy as you would do to provide any kind of air conditioning benefit to your occupants in an existing building. Both 2024 and 2025 were very exciting years for Mojave. We launched the product actually in February of 2024. And through 2024, we added our manufacturing group and our sales representatives and our sales team to the company. As such, we're really commercial now and able to manufacture and sell the product. We have nearly 30 manufacturers representatives now covering, I think, about 40 of the states in the US. They've set us a target for this year. So far, year to date, we have orders for over $1 million worth of units. In Q3 of 2024, we closed our Series A round. It was co-led by Fifthwall. That was $9.5 million that we're using now to scale the business. It's focused on increasing our sales team and getting more product into market, as well as getting our product line a little bit more established with some additional features, and ultimately also increasing our manufacturing capacity so we can meet that demand.